Have you ever heard the terminology that an army marches on its stomach? And so in historical times, if an army was going to war and going to invade another city, another nation, when they are aware of it, when they know where the enemy is going to pass through, they do what they call a scorched earth policy. They send all their villagers to move far from that place. They burn all the earth. They burn all the grass. Why? Because when the army is moving, it has its horses, it has cattle. Because the soldiers must eat. So they try to do it by foraging. When they enter an enemy's territory, they look for the food, the crops of the farmers. When they do that, they discourage the other side and they are able to feed themselves. So those nations, they first send their villages away. They say, pack your crop, pack your cattle, pack everything, move. And so what the enemy does is they first run into the country, go for where they know they have crops, and go and secure the place and secure a supply line. In the Second World War, we see this happen. Come, hear me very well, Lord. Like I'm saying to you, some of you, I pray you will not. We take this as good teaching. That man sees. Some of you will take this and say, Jesus, I hear your commission. I hear your word. The kingdom of heaven is the same. If God must win this battle, and He will, there must be men God will trust for logistics and supply. I hope you don't hear that word and immediately your mind thinks, like we always say, God is looking for givers, God is looking for all of those things. It's true, but the truth of the matter is that that's not what I'm talking about. That's primary school stuff. In the times of God, when God is wrapping things up, and to do it, there must be a release of logistics to His army, a release of supply to His army, a release of items to His army. And God is looking for quartermasters. Who are quartermasters? In an army, a quartermaster, usually they will be top level. Maybe in Nigeria, I'm sure there are quartermasters with generals. The quartermaster is the one that God will show how to position himself, will show how to position, so that he will have the advantage of supplies, so he can pass supplies and logistics on. We say many things about Joseph, but God told me Joseph was a quartermaster. We say many things about Abraham, but God told me Abraham, if you understand, Abraham was a quartermaster. These are men that held supplies, not for their pocket. They held supplies for the armies. Abraham had 318 men. They were eating, trained for battle. They were eating, he supplied them. God is raising up quartermasters. I prayed that you would hear. I pray that you will see what I'm talking about. That you won't just hear this word and call it a good message. That you would hear it and know that God is speaking about a marching. He's calling people to assemble.